welcome. This will be the flow for our feet. I'll be using modifications throughout. So if you need to modify for anything, please do be safe. And we'll get started. So I'll walk back to my mat. I do have a block and a chair. Of course, you can always use a firm rolled up towel. If you have a block, terrific. But I'll demonstrate how to use this just like we did through the series. So take a seat on your mat. If it's more comfortable for you, you can always sit on your block and draw your feet out. Now, as always, as we're working through poses, you're also working through other muscle groups. So you'll notice if your feet are out fairly far, you have less stretch and less sensation in the inside of your thighs and your hip flexors. If you pull your heels closer into your hips, you'll have a little more sensation on the inside of your thighs. You can stay here. You can pull out your toes, just open them up. You can make a little lace in between your toes and open those up. You feel your toes opening and pulling outside your body. Will actually feel your inner thighs start to turn on. Lengthen from your spine, lengthen your neck. You can focus your gaze maybe a couple of feet in front of you. Just take your time, stretching out as long as you wish. Then we'll take a full stretch. If you have a block underneath you, please remove it. So sit down on your mat, draw your legs out in front of you. I'll go sideways so you can see. If straightening your legs is not for you, you can place your rolled up towel or use your block underneath your knees. Pull your arms underneath your shoulders. Rest your palms on the mat and start to point and flex your feet. Good. Just take as long as you want. No need for speed. You can roll out your ankles. Roll in the other direction. You feel that you loosened up a little bit. You can take your block if you have it or your towel, take it out from underneath you, and then shift over to one hip. Options here. You can stay as you are, or come to tabletop position, plant your palms. Start to pull up from your seat and pull your knees out about hip width distance apart. Press the tops of your feet onto your mat. Draw your navel in, lengthen through your neck. Have your block, you're welcome to place that in between your knees. And place it underneath your sits bones. Move up just a little bit. Draw your ankles together and pull your knees in together. So activate your inner thighs. Point your toes. Breath in. Breath out. Release your arms beside you. Spider finger your hands underneath your shoulders. If you do not have a block, you can just place your palms down. Lean back. Breath in. And breath out. Start to lift your knees. Pull your belly in tight. Pull your shoulder bones away from each other to open and expand through your chest. Lengthen through your neck, really for a long line of energy from your crown all the way down to your hips. Stay as long as it's comfortable for you. Breath in. Exhale, start to release your knees to the earth. Lift up to a seated pose. And if you do have your block at this point, please go ahead and remove it. Come to the top, tabletop position. Set your hands on the earth. Lean up to tabletop position, curl your toes. Now pull your toes underneath you. Press down through the ball mounds of your feet. Feel the pressure here. You can stay here. So draw your inner thighs together and carve your tailbone in. Breath in. Breath out. You are welcome to remain here as always, or you can start to slide up. Place your hands on your thighs. You'll have a deeper sensation in your toes, the backs of your feet. Continue to engage through your thighs. Pull your kneecaps down. If you want, you can start to pull your muscles down into your knees. Create a little bit more length on the tops of your thighs, your quadriceps. Full breath in. Exhale out. Press your palms into the earth and tap out the tops of your feet. Get the blood circulating again. We'll do the same thing with a twist. Tuck your toes beneath you. Breath in. Exhale, start to sink back. Breath in. Breath out. Walk your hands in front of you. You can keep your behind lifted, or you can sink down. For full puppy, pull your hips up high, stacked over your knees, and start to stretch your arms out. Rest your forehead on your mat. This is too much on your arms. You can place your forearms on the earth. Maybe rock your head from side to side. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, walk your hands underneath your shoulders. You can pat out the tops of your feet. Come back to stillness. Inhale, tuck your toes beneath you. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips high and back. Bend one knee, bend the other. Just start to check your position. Place your feet hip width distance apart. Spread your toes wide. Zip up your core and slip your shoulders down your spine. So feel as though you're pushing the muscles that are underneath your armpits. Pull them down. You can shake out your head, relax your face. Spread your fingers wide. Press into your index finger and your thumb. Protect your wrists. Start to release your heels towards the earth. If they don't meet, no big deal. Bend your knees. Now all we'll do is basically the same thing. We'll lift up one heel, lift up the other. Try to keep your hips aligned, so hip bones facing the earth, rather than trying to swing your hips from side to side. You're working your toes. Start to settle in. Take a deep breath in. Drive your navel into your spine. Full audible exhale out. Inhale, lift up to your tippy toes. And baby step your feet behind your wrists. Bend your knees, super important. Protect the backs of your thighs, your hamstrings. Now hang loose, hang heavy, a ragdoll pose. Pull your navel in and gently rise up to a seated pose. Feel free to roll out your shoulders, roll out your ankles, stretch your toes, and we'll move to chair pose. Now if you have a chair, just like the video that we did earlier, you're welcome to sit on your chair. Again, this is something great to do because you can do this at work. Press your feet into the earth and enjoy that sensation, fully feeling grounded in your very own body. Feet down, be sure your knees are over your ankles, thighs are parallel to the earth, and grasp the edges of your chair. Breath in. Breath out, let something go. Inhale, lift and lengthen from your spine. You can release your shoulders. Pull your head back to the space behind you. And one at a time, start to lift your toes. Lift your heels rather onto your toes. Stretch out your feet. Once you've found that you feel you're even, you can pull your feet out in front of you, roll out your ankles, just one by one at your own time. Now, if you feel you are able to stand, stand up from your chair, Use the top edges of your chair. Step out so that your forearms are parallel to the earth. Brace yourself securely. Peek down at your feet, hip bones, tops of your feet, heels aligned, and start to lift up onto one bound on your foot. You can stay as long as you like, or if you want, you can pedal them out. I like to take my time. Nice. Now the other option you can have, or if you feel secure, take this one as well. Very important that we build this from the ground up. Come back onto my mat. Same position. Pull your heels underneath your hip bones. Spread your toes wide. Now to enable you to have a little more safety in the pose, push down hard with your big toes. Your inner thighs will turn on. Now feel as though I lassoed your hips and pull your hips into them in line. Squeeze your glutes together for safety and support. Roll your rib cage in. Pull in for all four quadrants of your core. You can stay here. You can place your hands at heart center or reach your arms out in front of you. Face your palms down and pull your shoulders back into the socket. Breath in. Exhale, drive your tailbone back. Push your heels into the mat and spread your toes wide. Let your toes be light. Good. Hug your inner thighs together and slowly lift one foot heel off the floor. Come up to the ball mound of your foot. Push your big toe down. Breath in. Exhale, release your heel. Inhale, lift your left heel. Come up high onto the top of your foot. Push your knuckles of your toes into the mat. Continue to keep your core engaged and your hips level. If you like, you can place your hands on your hips. Breath in. Exhale, lower, and then continue at your own pace. I like to go slow so I can actually feel every inch of my body turning on, and also to check in with myself. Make sure if I've lost the connection between my thighs. You can always use your block in between your thighs or a heavy pillow or your towel. When you're ready to release, sink your heels into the earth. Pull your tailbone in and start to lift your crown up high to the ceiling. I feel better. Hope you do too. Thank you so much. And we'll be moving on to calves. So I'm super excited about that. Thank you for joining me and have a beautiful day. Bye everyone.